Gilhooleys was a stagecoach, what would you call it, where people boarded the stage coach and drop off, or picking people up, and it functioned at that for a while. It was said that they had looked after the mill. Now the mill in Killoscobe was a bit unique, and it took a bit of engineering to get it to function, because the river flowed down into a kind of a little valley, shallow valley, and the ground on either side was a bit higher. So if you were to locate, and on top of that, this particular piece of ground just a flood. Whether they actually stopped the river or not, I don't know. But there was a fairly deep valley, as I said, and what the people that had the mill, they built a ditch along by the ditch. Obviously there was the maiden of the piece of ground on the other side, and they built another ditch inside it, and they dammed the river up 500 yards, I suppose, from the bridge of Killoscobe, and they put the water down along this channel they had made, that it actually came down on top of the mill wheel and drove the mill. And that was unique, and an engineering feat of some challenge, if you like, to get the thing functioning and working and figure it out and get the levels right to get the water to flow down in that end of it. So I'd be thinking of that and saying they were unique in that sense. Now, there was an unusual story told about the closure of the mill in Killoscobe. And I don't know if you've heard of this, but people didn't work on Good Friday. That was out. And there was this individual in Killoscobe who was short of oatmeal, and you were hungry if you were short of oatmeal, and she wanted to get some oatmeal, and she went back to the miller, and after some considerable time she persuaded him to start the mill and do the bit of corn for her. And she was waiting inside in the mill, and as you know, there'd be belts driving the bits and pieces. But anyway, the story went that her clothes got caught up in one of those belts, and she was actually killed or badly injured, I don't know which. And as a result of that, the mill closed, because people looked at it as being very unlucky in the sense that they shouldn't have opened it in the first place and done any work on the day, and they felt that they had, committed a terrible mistake. And then the mill, as far as I can understand, moved down to doing wood. There was I understood anyway, whether I'm right in saying this or not, down in Hessians in doing wood, the mill was located. And who worked it down there or operated, I don't know. But that's what happened in Killoscobe. The name of the people, the woman, I went into it said it some time ago, and the individual who was with us all the time, a namesake of that particular woman, didn't like the idea to say that it was she that was looking for the thing, so I leave that name out of it.
Yeah, that's great. That's brilliant, TJ.
That was a super